Hey, hello leaders. This is Paul Grau Jr. and welcome back to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So today I want to talk about, or I titled this show or this episode, One for All for One. Now, that's an old saying, right? You probably all have heard that one time or another. And in regards to leadership, one for all for one just doesn't work. It just does not work in the leadership area. Now, let me explain myself here. One leadership style doesn't work for all. So one for all, if you're talking one leadership style for all and an all for one, you're not going to get the same response from everybody on your team. And the problem is a lot of leaders have just grown to believe that their leadership style is their leadership style and their people just simply need to get used to it because they are not willing to adapt or adjust to their people, to their team members. And that can't be further from what a high-performance leader is. Now, you could be a good leader with your one behavioral style. You could probably be a great leader with a style if your leadership style is right for the situation or for the job that you're leading. However, I don't believe you can ever be that truly high-performing leader with a high-performing team if you are using just one standard behavior or leadership style. Now, like I said, I know this is not 100% needed. You don't have to develop new styles that adjust to your people. But if you want to be the most effective leader, to get the most out of your people, to reach your full potential as a leader, and for you to set up your people for them to reach their full potential, well, you have to figure out what style works for different people. And the best thing to do this is I always start with the DISC, because as you become self-aware of yourself, of your behavioral styles, of your communication styles, of your leadership styles, of your strengths, your weaknesses, your leadership strengths and weaknesses, that's when you could start really seeing that, okay, this is where I'm really strong in leadership. I can really lead this type of people or these type of people on the DISC. And it depends. If you have a very direct kind of set it and forget it and you check up on them, but you're just continuously driving, task. Well, that's a D behavioral style. So you're probably high on the D on the DISC. And if you're high on the DISC, I'm here to tell you, you are task oriented. You don't have the greatest amount of patience in the world because that's how you're wired. However, some people on your team, that leadership style just is not going to work. It might work for like the short term, but eventually you're going to wear those people down. They are going to grow to really resent you and your leadership style because it doesn't show that you care for them. Now, if you're an S leader, that's a true servant leader. I think they're the most natural servant leaders because they put other people first. And they're going to make sure everybody has what they need to do their job. They're going to make sure that, they're going to check in with everybody. They're going to have a relationship with everybody. They're great listeners. They're going to go around, ask their people questions and listen to them. They're going to get feedback from everybody. That works for some people, that leadership style. But if you have some strong D's and C's who are just task related or task oriented, task focused, man, that S-style leadership just really doesn't work for them because they really don't care about the relationship that you have with them. All they want is, give me the job to do, let me do it. If they're a C, they just want to be left alone. That's a high C. They want to be left alone. They want to do their own work. They don't want you to doubt them. And they want you to check up on them every once in a while. But if they say they're good, get out of their hair. A lot of that goes for the D as well. If you have strong Ds on your team, tell them what they need to do. Ask them if they know what to do. If they say yes, got it covered, let them go and don't bother them. Now, if you have somebody who's an I, the worst thing that you could do to them is never let them talk. Because I's like to share. They like to talk. And so what you need to do is break the ice by asking them about themselves. Ask how their day's going, how their weekend was, if they have any plans for the weekend. Just start them up like that and then let them talk for a little while. That will win them over. Now, again, these are all different styles, but it doesn't take a whole lot to figure out where you need to adjust whatever style you have to really be the most effective with all the team members on your team. And again, if you want to just stick with your style, speak your own language with everybody on your team, well, short term, it's going to work probably. However, people are going to get tired of it if they aren't responding to that leadership style. So today, just think about it. Think about that all for one, or one for all for one. That one for all leadership style does not work for everybody on your team. So first start with yourself. Figure out what leadership style you have. Figure out what team members your leadership style works really good with. That really brings out the best in them. And then look at the people that you know are struggling a little bit. The ones that you kind of feel some friction between. The ones that you know that just something's just not all right there. And then figure out where they fall on the disc. What behavioral styles do they primarily have? Are they real talkers? Are they friendly? Do they like being around people? Well, they're going to have a tendency to fall in the I and the S range. You're going to want to, if they're an S, you're going to want to basically tell them what needs to be done, give them step by step, show them how much you appreciate them, let them go, check back in on them every once in a while, put them around somebody else, let them work in a team environment. Now, on the other hand, if they're like the DC, they are more task focused. So cut the chit chat to a minimum and let them do their work. And then show them how much you appreciate them for who they are. Don't try to change them. Now, one thing I get whenever I coach people through this, coach leaders through this, especially C-suite leaders and more experienced leaders, they're like, well, yeah, but what about authenticity? That's not me. I totally get that. But what it is, you don't have to be that different leadership style all the time. But when your people see you making the effort to try to adjust your leadership style for their best to most effectively lead them, man, they're going to respond to that in a very positive manner. And they're going to gain a lot of respect for you and your leadership. And they're going to want to follow you because you're showing them by adjusting, you're showing them just how much you care about them. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this show and come on back tomorrow. And until then, run to your challenges. We'll see you.